Hello all you super geniuses out there. Welcome to another video lecture from Super Genius 99. It's going to be an algebra video and we're going to be finding the slope. Okay, so the question says find the slope intercept of the line which passes through the given points. Okay, so this question does not ask us to graph, so we're not going to do any graphing. Okay, so what is your slope intercept form? Okay, so first of all, in order to have a slope intercept form, we got to know what? The slope. Okay, so first let's figure out what the slope is. Okay, and how do we find the slope given 2 points? Remember, we let m represent the slope. It's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so if we come over here and we label this x1, y1, x2, y2, and just use that formula over there, m, which is the slope, is equal to y2, which is negative 1, minus y1, which is 2, minus 2, over x2, which is 3, minus x1, which is negative 7. Okay, you do your math. Negative 1 minus 2. Negative 3 plus 7. Okay, that's your slope. Now how do we find the intercept? Okay, well, we don't know the intercept, so we can figure out what? Slope point. Because we have a slope, we have a point, so we can use a slope point. What's the slope point formula? Y minus y1 equal to m x minus x1. Okay, and you already know what your y1 and your x1 is, because over here is your y1 and your x1, so kind of draw a little line there. So we could say y minus, erase that, y minus our y1, which is what, 2, is equal to m, which is negative 3/10, x minus x1, which is negative 7. Okay, so you do this, add a line, change the signs, that becomes negative 3/10 x plus 7. Okay, equals. Distribute that and you'll have what? Negative 3/10 x, what's negative 3 plus 10, negative 3 over 10 plus 7. So negative 3 times 7, so that's what? Negative or minus 21 over 10. Or I say I got 21, 3 times 7. Okay. So you got y minus 2. Okay, so since everything here has a denominator 10, how do you write 2 as a tenth, 2 over 10, right? How do you write that, the denominator 10? So here I'm going to do plus 2. But 2, written with the denominator 10 is what? What do you have to do? Multiply by 10 over 10. And how come we can multiply by 10 over 10? Because any number over itself is just 1. And anytime we multiply a number over itself, we're just multiplying by 1. So I'm going to multiply 2 over 1 times 10 over 10, which is 20 over 10. And you can see that clearly reduces to 2. Now some of y'all are going to say, what is he doing? What is he doing? What is he doing? Over here I'm adding 20 over 10. What is 20 over 10? 2. And as long as you add the same value, right, to both sides of the equation, you haven't changed anything. So here I have 2. Here I have 20 over 10. Those are the same numbers. Those are the same numbers. Why? Because 20 over 10 reduces to 2. So I'm adding 2 to both sides. Okay. If I add 20 over 10, what do I get? This cancels. So negative 21 over 10 plus 20 over 10 is just what? 1 over 10. Negative 1 over 10. Okay. And so now your slope-intercept form is y minus 3 over 10x. Y equals negative 3 over 10x minus 1/10. So y is its slope-intercept. Here's your slope. Here's your y-intercept. Okay, let's look at another. Alright, so now let's look at this one, if you can read it. Might need to blow up your screen. So we have 2 points. Over here we have 1/2, 1/3, 5/2, negative 2/3. Okay? So once again, we don't have the slope, so we can figure out the slope using the slope formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let's label our x's and our y's here. So x1, y1, x2, y2. Okay? So plugging that in, your slope becomes y2, which is negative 2/3, minus y1, which is 1/3, over x2, which is x2, which is 5/2, minus x1, which is 1/2. Okay, so negative 2/3 minus 1/3. So negative 2/3 minus 1/3 is what? What's the answer? Yeah, negative 3/3. Okay, and then negative 3 over 3 just reduces to what? Negative 1. Negative 2/3 minus 1/3 is negative 3 over 3. Negative 3 over 3 reduces to negative 1. What is 5/2 minus 1/2? 5/2 minus 1/2 is what? 4/2, or 4 over 2. And 4 over 2 reduces to 2. Of course, some of y'all are going to say, where do you get the 1 and where do you get the 2? 5 over 2 minus 1 over 2 equals 4 over 2. And what is 4 over 2 reduced to? 2. Alright. So, plugging this in, y, what's your y1? You can use 1/3, minus y1 is equal to m. What's your m? Negative 1/2. So when you say, how do you get negative 1/2? Because we use this formula to find the slope. Okay. Negative 1/2 over x minus, and then what's x1? 1/2. There's our x1, there's our y1. Okay, so what's next? Distribute your negative 1/2, so negative 1/2 times x, negative 1/2 x, negative 1/2 times negative 1/2, negative times negative becomes plus, 1/2 times 1/2, 1/4. How do you get 1/4? Okay, so how do you multiply fractions? Numerator times numerator, so 1 times 1 is 1, and 2 times 2 is 4. There you go. Okay, so you got a y minus a 1/3 is equal to that. So what's the next step? Isolate the y. Okay, so we're going to isolate the y by adding a 1/3 to both sides. Okay. So that gives us y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus a 1/4 plus a 1/3. Okay, so what's the common denominator when you have 1/4 and 1/3? Yes, 12. Okay, so I need to multiply 4 by what number to get 12? 3 over 3. And I need to multiply this to get what? To get 12? 4 over 4. Okay. So then now that becomes y is equal to a negative 1/2 x plus 3 times 1, 3/12 plus 4/12. Okay, then what's 3/12 plus 4/12? 7/12. So y is equal to a negative 1/2 x plus 7/12. And this is in slope-intercept form. How do we know it's in slope-intercept form? Well, here's our slope, and here is our intercept. I'll put INT. There's our y-intercept. Slope-intercept. All right, well, thank you for watching this video. Hope it helped you, and you have a great day.